Do you attribute a lot of your success? I mean, the pandemic had to have, I mean, obviously, all, sad to all the people who died, but as far as your career, it's taken off, right? Do you think the pandemic helped?
Who's to know how it would have gone another way, right? Because I had a lot going on right before things shut down too. But I don't dwell on all that. Like, I just keep going.
Yep.
The Z train keeps charging forward.
That is.
Whatever
ZTV
happens.
train.
So it was, it was fine.
That's
like
good.
we keep adapting to whatever life throws our way.
So, what gives you more joy? Is it the love of the crowd live, or is it the likes or the comments on the digital? Like what?
Look, the live show is its own thing, right? You like experiencing it, but the digital thrill is real too.
Okay.
And I've realized that. Like, I do a lot of Zoom shows. You can feel the energy even through the wires. When something's going well, you feel it. And when it's just dying, you know it's dying. And now on TikTok, Instagram, like the reels and videos, you can feel the energy. Like this roti video, that's like 11 seconds is nothing, but the amount of conversation it's generated, it's exciting for me to watch.
Totally. And more people are going to see it than obviously a room where there's 200 or even 1,000 people.
Of course, and none of it was really like deeply thought of. It's so badly produced too.
But those are the best because they're authentic, they're real.
Completely, it's a real moment, and it's like actually thousands of people came out and said, I really wish I knew how to make it. I'm actually working on a roti tutorial now.
See, that's great. That's
so
smart.
It's exciting in a different way and unexpected. I never expected it. I think Instagram doesn't do a great job of it. TikTok manages its comment section superbly. So it's actually, the TikTok experience is as if Insta and Twitter got married.
Oh, interesting.
Because you know how people get passionate on Twitter? You see that passion in TikTok comments. You just don't see it on Instagram.
Why is that?
Because the way visually it's laid out. If you see how reels progress, the comments are buried. You barely see them. Whereas on TikTok, they're very prominent. So
They're more
people
dynamic.
see, and then they want to get involved. At least that's my experience.
No, that's
and
it's really
very
smart.
exciting because literally I'll refresh my phone and it's 1,000 new comments. 1,000 people commented.
That's
you know
incredible.
what I mean? Like
yeah.
that's a reach that like I don't know when in a live show. In a live show, the best you can hope for is an applause break or a laugh.
Yeah.
Here, they're like giving you real-time feedback. Like that helps me develop the next version. Because a lot of that stuff then goes into my stand-up act. When I know that a vibe is resonating that hard, then I'll take it and write a joke around it because I know it's going to work.
See, this is a good marriage then, Twitter and Instagram for the TikTok comments. Because what you're saying, it's funny, like you can perform live in a Zoom, and that's still live, you can feel it, and you get comments like you would online, but that marriage is actually crappy.
Yeah.
Because it's actually the worst of both worlds, because you're getting these crappy comments and the live experience. And the other thing that what I noticed with performing on Zoom shows is you can never look them in the eye.
Yeah.
Right? You're looking into the camera, and then when you want to look down, you can see them, but you can never have that eye-to-eye connection. Like in a crowd, you can be like, this guy knows what I'm talking about, whatever, all this kind of stuff, where you can actually speak to the audience to get that kind of feedback.
Yeah.
And you speak to the audience in your shows, right? Live.
Yeah, a little bit. Not a lot. I don't, because I have a lot of jokes.
Yeah, it's like don't give them that. Yeah, they paid to see you.
Yeah, I mean it's a philosophy. There's some people who are masterful at crowd work. That's their thing. I love writing the jokes. That's my thing. So I try not to do too much crowd work. It's not my favorite thing to do. I'm very excited to try the next show.
Sure.
But I do, of course, you have to bring the audience in.
Yeah, you want to be in the room.
Yeah, of
Sure.
course.
How long are your shows, or what's an ideal length of show for you live?
I would say 45 minutes if I'm headlining, 45, and like one opener would be perfect.
Opener like 10, 15 minutes?
10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Because I find that people's attention spans are...
How long is it?
I think 2-3 years ago, 90 minutes was an ideal comedy show.
And that would be for you and an opener,
or multiple people. However you want to cut it, 90 minutes and people want to be out.
I agree.
You've been served your drinks, you've had whatever, and yeah. I personally find that in today's generation, the threshold is a little bit lower. I think it's closer to 60, 70 minutes, to be really honest.
Yeah,
now,
please be honest.
From a club point of view, can you do that? I'm not sure, because there are all these other logistics involved.
Yeah, they got to get the food served and the waiters, and they got to cut the staff. And
Exactly. There's a whole process.
The comedian is practically incidental at a comedy club.
Yeah,
That's the way the money is actually made. The real money is the food and the alcohol.
Exactly. But if I had my choice, I would have a 60, 70 minute show, but
When I do my solo shows, that's how long they are.
Right.
I find that the ideal. I know with stand-up, 52 minutes for me for whatever reason. It's 52 is where I can feel the lag, and then it's my skill then to get them to 60, 65. But they will give me 52 like nothing. But then it's like, okay, for me to get to that, I have to earn that last 17 minutes. And it better be fire, because otherwise they're going to start checking.
They're tired. And I've seen it happen with Seinfeld, Jim Gaffigan. Like after like 40, 45, they're starting to like, okay, we get it, you're really funny.
We got it.
You know,
How
but
much
like,
can they laugh?
but like I haven't checked my Twitter and you know.
I gotta leave another comment on Zarna's video. I gotta see if her mother-in-law is still alive. That's what I gotta figure out at this point. Here we are playing ping pong, and Zarna has told me now her rate has gone up because...
Yeah, because the action was not included in this contract. I'm sorry.
That's not what I thought you meant by action, so that's
no, this is action. Hello, I don't get to just sit and talk. This, oh my God, my arm, so much work.
Yeah, this is a lot of work.
Bring some Vicks, bring some Bengay, somebody massage my shoulder. Where are all the people?
I feel like Vicks is our, like in My Big Fat Greek Wedding where it was Windex, it's Vicks for us.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh, people love using Vicks for pretty much anything.
That, of course, my kids too. They're like, I broke my arm, I'm like, Vicks.
Yeah, that's all. Start with that at least.
Yeah.
Start with that.
I have doctors in the family, so basically I'm a doctor.
Oh yeah, it rubs off.
Yeah,
that's how it works. My wife's a pharmacist. It just
a pharmacist. She knows more than the doctor. That's actually for real. She knows.
It does. People will trust a pharmacist with medicine, of course.
Yeah, of course. They know what's happening.
That's ultimately what you need a doctor for, is just to give you the drug.
Yeah.
So why not just cut right to the chase? You know, one thing that I found interesting is I hosted a show that I think you actually watched, which was called Desi Chain.
Yes.
And you know what it was, for the people who are tuning in, I do have to explain this. So what it was on Facebook. It was kind of the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. It was a way of connecting our community to see, like, if you know this person, do you know that person? Can you bring them into the Zoom? And it started in the Jewish community. They brought it to the Desi community. It's still going strong in the Jewish community. Didn't quite take off in our community, and I think there were some reasons for it. So that was one thing that we started discussing, you and I, which was, one of the things was, I was like, I'm really big on inclusion, right? That's a big thing. I wanted to make sure we had not just straight, we had LGBTQIA, not just the traditional Hindu. I wanted to make sure we had Muslim and Christian and atheist and everything else, and age and everything. Every single barrier was a barrier, but we kind of got over a lot of it. The one that we did not really pierce was, and I use these terms affectionately, the ABCD FOB divide. We had a hard time getting from people born in this country, American-born confused Desis, and then fresh off the boat, people who were born in India and came here. Why is that?
Because you and I both know the divide exists. Can we not pretend it doesn't exist?
And this is the first I realized that it does.
100% it exists. And I do happen to have one foot in both sides, because I was born and raised in India. I'm as immigrant, like literally like with the papers, cross the border and all of that, as an almost adult. So I get it. And then, you know, the ABCDs have their own view, and I've been friends with, I came here at 16. So college, law school, a lot of defining experiences.
10 years ago.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But the divide is real, you know that.
It is.
Yeah.
But what I find interesting is not only that it's real, but also that it, like when you go to a party, and if there are people who are born and brought up in India, born and brought up here, it will kind of segment out into two different groups.
Yeah, that's true. And I get it, like, you know, both sides have a chip on their shoulder about something.
What is the chip on the shoulder for the people born and brought up in India?
I mean, I'll tell you, because like as a mother, I'm very fobby.
Okay.
And I
well,
think
that's the basic. That's your persona.
Right. And it's real, and it's inside like how I feel. I'm like, I think the ABCDs complain too much. Have, you know, relative to their immigrant parents, have had it easier. Now, yes, I understand the other side of it, because what the ABCDs complain about is that no parent of theirs takes their life seriously and takes their complaints seriously, and there is truth to that. We, like, as an immigrant, I'd be like, whatever, she doesn't like you, get over it. You know, we don't understand a world of where, like, I need therapy and all that. Like, you know, that's taboo in our culture.
And it still is.
Completely. members of my own family that are therapists, I'm like, that's not a real job. You know.
What do you suggest that they do? Just get over it?
Well, listen, think of what a brutal world you come from if you leave everything behind to make a new life. Like, we had to get over everything.
Sure.
There's no therapy for us. We just came and we were like, okay, I haven't really seen my mom in 20 years. Okay, fine, whatever, that's life. It has happened. This is reality for a lot of immigrants.
It is, but I don't think everybody dealt with it as well as they probably should.
Oh no,
have.
neither did I. Like, there's a lot of drugs in my life and my
I was going to say, so it came out somehow.
No, yes, but we weren't debilitated by it. We weren't sitting there going like, life is so unfair.
But do you think, okay, but in fairness though, comedians and people who are going to complain about that for comedic effect, right, are exaggerating it, right? As far as in real life, actual ABCDs, I'm not debilitated by it.
I think you may not be, but
and most of my friends are not.
We see a lot. Oh, maybe it's just a conversation thing. Maybe it's just something people like to talk about and bond about.
Right.
You know, my mom made me. You know, easy to pick on your mom and dad, right? It's easy, but I'm telling you that the Forbes will tell you if they could.
Please,
this generation is too whiny. They've had it. We've given them everything. I'm not saying they're right.
But do you think that's a generational thing, or you think it's an immigrant thing? Like you came from one country to another?
I think it's an immigrant thing. I think if you came here, you left everything and came here. Presumably, that's how immigrants usually get here. The pain is deep.
Of course.
And we don't deal with our own pain at all, right? Because we don't believe in therapy or anything. At least I believe in drugs, so I'm very fixed now. But
fixed and then broken.
Yeah, this has been very fixed up. But you know what I mean? So we don't deal with our own pain, and then we don't know what to do when our kids express that some kind of pain.
Right.
It's a different pain, but a pain nonetheless. So we think, well, I powered through 30 years of being miserable. What's your issue?
But we don't want to be miserable.
That's the thing, and that's where being American comes in. You don't want to be miserable and sacrifice.
But why should we be miserable?
But listen, an Indian person will tell you life by definition is misery.
But I don't think it is.
But there you go. Now
it's
you
not
see
a struggle.
The great divide in play right here. You know.
It's not. It's not supposed to be. I think that it is for some people. But isn't that karam? Isn't that the whole idea of like if you have the resources to? This is what a friend of mine once said about Eminem. She goes, "What's the deal? This guy has $200 million. He can't go to therapy. He still has to bitch and claim." And of course that's his persona, is to be angry. But at a certain level, you go. I have people in my life who are miserable, and I'm like, you have capability though. You're empowered. You make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. You can't take a day off and go like. You don't have to go to a therapist, but you can't meditate or go to the beach or just chill the f out. Like, what's wrong with you? They think they're dealing with it, but they're not. They're making everybody else miserable.
But they're okay with it.
But that they shouldn't be okay with it.
See, this is the thing. I mean, listen. Not a single Indian mother did comedy, and they were like, okay, we don't laugh. As a people, we don't laugh.
Do you find that's true?
Yes.
Okay, so because when I
tell them you are in here, you laugh for free. Now you already paid the ticket. The laugh is free.
You may as well laugh.
Relax. And they're like, oh. Like you see them recoiling, they're like, oh, yeah, okay. They're thinking about it.
They're thinking about whether they should laugh. Is that unique to Indians?
I think so.
To South Asians, whatever you want to call us?
I think so. I think our culture is actually afraid to laugh.
Why is that?
So much guilt. There's so much baggage. Like if you're happy,
but every
something's
culture has guilt and baggage. Catholics have more guilt than anybody.
Yeah, but they drink. So then they're like, fine, okay, we have a good day, mate. Like, what's a good day in the Indian culture?
What's a good day?
Yeah, like your parents having a good day. Like, I'm sure it's not including like mom and dad going to the pub.
No, of course it's not.
If you're gonna sit,
but that's their problem.
That's what I'm saying. Like culturally,
they should come to the comedy club and laugh. That's where we can agree totally. That's where we can totally agree.
Exactly. So it's a thing, and
I just think that there's this whole idea of people thinking that they're handling stuff. And this isn't just Indians, this is in general. People have this thing where
I need to like win some points here.
Okay, if you want to keep track. I mean, trust me, no one wants to keep track against me.
Okay, I am going to keep track. Everything is tracked. See that? Oh, I'm not going to keep track. You see what he just did?
That's what I'm showing you why you don't want to. So
I take you down now, bitch. I can also talk like this.
That's how you know we're having a good discussion, because if I start losing the discussion, I just start winning at ping pong. I'm like, all right, the hell with this.
See that? Yeah, exactly.
See that? Yeah, exactly.
See this?
Yeah, that's exactly
okay.
it. Yeah,
now we're going to play my way. Okay,
I
will hit the ball from here.
Oh, that's cheating. Oh, I see. I was like, what? How do we cheat?
Yeah,
oh, okay.
And
we don't even need the table. We don't even need the table.
Okay, that is the point. Don't you guys come at me with the rules that I make the rules. I'll tell you the biggest difference.
Yeah.
An Indian person born and raised in India embraces sacrifice. It's a part of life.
Okay.
You're gonna have to give something up to get something.
Sure.
In America, in general, not just with the AB series or
Sure.
the Indian people, sacrifice is a bad word.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to do everything at the same time. Why can't you eat and lose weight? Why can't you be a mother and work? Why can't you, sacrifice is offensive to America. It's an offensive concept. It's saying, no, you fight it.
What do you
And
think
when I
about...
say you, I mean culturally we in America fight it. Whereas in India, they're like, yeah, I have to leave her. No, she has to leave. I have to make my life.
That's true, but what about the people who... I agree culturally, that's a very insightful observation, but what do you think about the people like my friends who have had to sacrifice short-term pain for long-term gain? They have studied, they've worked hard, they've busted their asses, they did all that stuff. They did sacrifice their social life. They didn't go out to the club. They stayed.
But then they complain about it. See, that's the thing. The Indians are like, okay, we sacrifice.
See, I don't think my
there is no other way to live.
I don't think my
like if you you are friends with the Hassan Minhaj.
Yeah.
How much he whines in his comedy? We will not get into it, but my mummy left me.
No, let's get into it.
She didn't leave him to go surfing in Hawaii.
Right.
She went to India. She had to finish her education.
I'm trying to imagine his mom surfing in Hawaii, but yeah, that would be.
But you know what I mean? Like half of his homecoming the
homecoming
special is his parents did this, and I get it. He's exaggerating all of that. I get it, but it's somewhere in the root of his. Oh, I didn't know I had a sister. Okay, we forget. We do forget. The Indian auntie. I told you I forget myself how many kids I have. Like I'm alone. I have nothing. You're trying to keep him alive because in America, you have to also.
Yeah. You get in trouble here.
Even the girls, you gotta keep them alive. You gotta keep. It's a lot for a person.
Or transition them.
So it's an Indian person from India is not complaining about that. That's not to say they're not complaining. They're not complaining about that.
What do they complain about?
They complain about the kids. How much more do they want? We gave them everything. He has a room. I never had my own.
But isn't that what isn't every generation, that's the point? Like I want Naveen to, but I don't want my kid to have the best of everything. This is a big thing with me. They're like, oh, I want my kid to have the best. I'm like, no, not necessarily. Good enough's good enough. Like he can go to public school.
So your good enough is based on the threshold that you grew up with.
Yeah, I want it to be better than what I had.
Think of what good enough was for us. So the threshold is here. Like how many times my kids will be like,
but it's a question of what you can provide. If you're making that kind of money, it's what you can provide versus I can't. So there are people who, I went to a friend's wedding and they were not well-to-do. So they had paper napkins and paper plates. We weren't like, what the hell is this? That's all they can afford. So then you're happy with it. You go to some of these bastards, they have so much money and they throw the same kind of party and you're like, yeah, I'm like, screw this is bullshit. You should give me better than this.
I'm the paper plate party, even if I have money.
Yeah, you should give me better. I want the good china. I want the good silverware.
No,
that's
see,
what I want.
This is the thing. I'm like, I have the money, but I don't want to spend it. Now I'm spending it on your sorry ass to my kids. I'm like, what have you done? Nothing. Go sit down.
But they're kids. They're not adults yet. Okay. Whatever mistakes my kid makes, that's on me. Because I'm the adult.
How much responsibility you bichara don't, when you have this kid grows up, you're going to be like, you know what, this is
on tape. This is on tape. Yeah,
this is going to be like, it's on you.
Yeah.
You watch. I'll come back for this show in 2 years. You're going to be like, you threw up on that woman in the airplane?
Yeah.
It's on you.
It's on me. Well, it's literally on her.
Yeah, it's on her.
That we could agree. I love this. Zarna, you're incredible. I love the jokes, the sparring. It's incredible. I want to thank Zarna for appearing on What Do You Bring to the Table. She's modeling the. Don't do that yet. They haven't paid for sponsorship. Yes. So yeah, that we could agree.
I have won. Let's agree on that. I won.
Well, I never admit a loss.
Okay,
even if I really
pull this contract. We're not letting this air.
It doesn't work like that. Zarna, where can they find you? They already know, but where can they find you?
At Zarna Garg on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Did I mention at Zarna Garg?
Thanks everybody for joining us on this episode of What Do You Bring to the Table? I've been your host Rajiv, and I still am.